Welcome to Melissa Honey Speaks, where we chat about feminine magic, mindset, and manifesting. I'm your host and feminine magic guide, Melissa Honey. Welcome back to another episode of Melissa Honey Speaks. This is Melissa Honey. On today's episode, we'll be discussing another universal law, the law of assumption. So, on the last episode, we talked about the law of attraction, and that's one of the most powerful laws of the universe. It's one of the most well-known. But like I mentioned, then there are also a lot of other universal laws that play into how we can become successful, how we can create the lifestyle that we want, how we can create the successes that we want. And the law of assumption is just one of those laws, and it can help us to get into it, to really maybe propel the things that we want to achieve in our life. So the law of assumption is just basic like expectation, what we expect. So the law of attraction talks about ask, believe, receive. The law of assumption is how we get exactly what we want through the expectation of the things that we're asking for. So we can look at our life. We can see that our life kind of mirrors all the things that we've expected. So oftentimes we are repeating our old expectations. So all the experiences that we have had before can sometimes create this idea that that's the way things are always going to be. And with the law of expectation or the law of assumption, when we never change our expectations. So maybe we wanted to create success in the business years ago, and we never did, and our experience was that we failed at that business. So now perhaps our future expectation is that we will continue to fail at businesses until we change our expectations. So we change our expectations by expecting a new experience, and the law of assumption helps us do that. So like I said, the concept of ask, believe, receive. The law of assumption, the law of expectation is the receive part, because we ask for what we want, we believe that we can have it, and then we receive it. And how do we receive it? It's not just about receiving it, it appearing immediately. It's really about acting as if. So once you've asked for the thing that you want and you believe that you can have it, now you have to act like you already have it. You have to be successful. What are the things that you have to do to be successful? So maybe someone who is successful, who's having success in their business, maybe every day they get up in the morning, they do their business, they're working in their business every single day. Maybe that's part of their acting as if. So they're not just saying, oh, I'm not going to do anything in my business today because I don't have any business to do today. What they're doing is that they're practicing and they're assuming that they are successful in this business every day. So they're going into the office, or they're waking up in the morning and they're participating in their business. Maybe they're making contacts, or they're making phone calls, or they're connecting with other people, or they're researching. So whatever it is that you're doing in your business, you're acting already that you're successful. And as you're doing that, suddenly all these things begin to come to you, your success. You start to have new clients come in, or new orders come in, because you're already practicing being successful. It's about practice. It becomes a habit. So the law of assumption helps you habitualize your success. I know we think of habits as being some things that are negative, but habits are not necessarily negative. The way that you quit smoking is by creating a habit of not smoking, and that becomes your new habit. So the law of assumption is kind of like acting as if, and when you're acting as if, you become the thing that you want. You become the successful person. You become and you act as if what you want is here. So if you want to travel the world, and you act like you travel the world, you begin to you make sure that you have a passport. You begin to look at traveling, or where do you want to go, and get the ideas and write them down and create maybe a vision board, and start to begin to use your imagination to assume that you are in these places, assume that you are already there. What would it be like? What would that experience be like? So when you're habitually doing those things, creating new habits, your subconscious mind doesn't know whether the thing that you're believing right now is true or false. It's only true if you continue to do those things. So the subconscious mind is the way it is because of past beliefs or past experiences. So in order to change into the new beliefs and have new experiences, you suddenly have to practice the things that you want. And that's the law of assumption, the law of expectation. What do you expect to happen? If you have had poor relationships in the past, how can you have new relationships if you continue to expect the relationships to be like they were? If you continue to believe that the opposite sex is a certain way that is maybe negative, how can you create better situations and better experiences if you don't change what you expect? You have to begin to expect that, yes, I can have quality relationships. Yes, there are quality people in this world. Yes, they're out there. Yes, they're for me. Because if you don't, then you'll continue to have the same experiences over and over and over again, and it'll be like, I expected that. So the law of expectation, the law of assumption, is about assuming good things to happen, assuming that I am successful, assuming that I am the perfect size, assuming that I am healthy, assuming that I am wealthy. You have to make the assumptions already and get into the energy of that thing, because if you don't, then you continue to have the old experiences. And the idea of the law of attraction is to attract to you the things that you want. The idea of the law of assumption is to assume that those things have shown up for you. It is to assume that, yes, the quality of life that I am striving for is already here. I can live that life now. Even if you live it only in your imagination, it's important that you do that, because that's where we imagine a lot of the things that are happening to us are terrible things. But imagine if we imagine all the good things that are coming to us, or the good things that we could have. If we begin to imagine that, then all of a sudden the law of assumption begins to take over, and we begin to attract to us the things that we want over and over again. The law of assumption is just that, beginning to assume that I am the success I said I was in my mind. I am the perfect parent, I am the perfect wife, I am the perfect husband, or whatever the case may be. I can attract the perfect mate, I can attract the perfect this or that or the other. I am living in that dream house. I can see myself living in that dream house. I take care of my house now like it's my dream house. I take care of my car now like it's my dream car. That's how the law of assumption works. And once you start doing that, you begin to see those things come to you, because you're assuming that is true. And the subconscious mind is saying, oh, look at, the subconscious mind starts showing you over and over again that you are indeed these things. So the law of assumption is just, like I said, another one of those universal laws that we can use to tap into success rapidly. It helps us to go from not achieving what we want and not meeting our goals to all of a sudden meeting our goals, even if it's only in our mind, even if it's only in our energy. Because energy, everything is energy, and we can't destroy or create energy. We can only transmute energy, and the law of assumption helps us to transmute that energy into the things we want, because we are taking on that energy of I am the perfect size, I am the perfect business person, I am the perfect swimmer, I am the perfect physical therapist, or whatever it is that you want to become. If you have to become it in your mind first, you have to assume that you are those things first. And the law of assumption is the part of the law of attraction, or the part of the universal law of ask, believe, receive, where we've received it, and we're receiving it by assuming that it is so already right now. When we talked about the law of attraction, we talked about now is the perfect time. The law of assumption is the manifestation of now is the perfect time. We are assuming today, right now, that we are indeed the things that we want. And that's the law of assumption. Thank you for joining today. Please like and comment and share. And if you like our content, please subscribe. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Links below.